This is my 2025 Imperial Army with 228 minifigures. Since last year, my army has grown by 68 figures. Now let's quickly go into a full showcase of it. With our leadership, we start off with Palpatine, who's a keychain. This is the only keychain in the entire army. Plus, of course, the two Santa Palpatines. Standing behind Palpatine are both the Thrawn variants. Now, I've given the more expensive one some gold epaulets, but both of them have silver pistols. There's also a little Yislamari reference right next to Thrawn. We then have Moff Gideon, two separate versions for the different seasons. Of course, Morgan Elsbeth and Boba Fett. Switching sides, we see my 5 Darth Vaders and the Grand Inquisitor. We can see Mara Jade and the Praetorian Guards, along with the 10 Imperial Shock Troopers. We can slide over and take a look at the Imperial Stormtrooper Corps next. I like to organize these troopers in groups of 8. That means I just have to grab a single officer to make a full squad. Now, I don't quite have a full group of officers to lead them, but I'm getting there. I've got 2 sergeants in white, 2 commanders in orange, 2 heavies, and then 1 miscellaneous guy in front. You see that I've done the same with my snow troopers and scout troopers, dividing into groups of 8. Clearly it's the same here. I wasn't quite able to get those even numbers of 8 for most of these units, but I've still got them. I've got some Imperial Patrol Troopers, some Imperial Hover Tank Pilots behind them, some Mortar Troopers as well. I've got some Imperial Sand Troopers that won't stay up, some Rebel-style Stormtroopers, one with a orange pauldron with the Chimera logo on its shoulder. Now we come to these fake Shore Troopers. I've had these figures in the army for a while, and when I bought them, I thought they were real, because the photo showed real Lego figures. So this is not what I thought I bought. And I don't like having fake figures in the army. I'll do it sometimes for those Republic Commandos, but I don't like having them in principle in the army, so I'm gonna get rid of these guys, because also they're incredibly low quality. Okay, let's take a gander. And yes, I am sick while recording this, if you haven't noticed already. Okay, so here's our Officer Corps and miscellaneous figures. This is kind of the high command spot. We got Ray Sloan, Commodore Pharaoh in the wrong uniform, but still, another unnamed Vice Admiral, and then Imperial Grand Admiral. Here we got some other unnamed captains, mostly, plus this aide. I gave the aide this torso because, in my eyes, an aide probably needs multiple code cylinders just to go around all these ships and bases they have to go in between. And I think this First Order torso that I needed something to do with fits perfectly in that role. Behind them we have General Veers and other army officers. We have some Imperial technicians, some Navy troopers, some pilots, and some Imperial gunners. Then we have our Imperial TIE Fighter pilots. And then some custom kind of Imperial aces I developed. Then we got our AT-ST pilots and our AT-AT pilot. Let's take a break with some special forces like this Shadow Stormtrooper, this Death Trooper, or this guy from the LEGO encyclopedias. Let's switch over to the ISB with Agent Callus, Supervisor Dedra Mira, and his Supervisor Blevin, plus you can switch out this head to make Major Partagaz. Rest in peace, my goat. Behind them are some TAC agents, but we've also got, right over there, those Dark Troopers, and I never did get a 4th one. Okay, so I currently have 2 designs for the Imperial Factory Worker that you can see right here. Now, the one on the right I think has a better helmet design, but I prefer the torso on the one on the left. Both of them aren't perfect, though. Okay, so here are 14 KX droids, and don't ask what compelled me to buy 14 of them. I just wanted to, and so I did. Okay, here are more droids. As you can see, we got some Imperial Protocol droids, some Gonk droids, some Seeker droids, Torture droids, that type of thing. Now we come on to the part I dread talking about, why I have clones in my army. So, this is meant to represent the time in the Bad Batch when the Bad Batch fights against the Empire, and the Empire hasn't quite phased into TK troopers and is still using clone troopers. I really just need a reason why I can collect a couple clones, but I've got some of the clone commanders we see throughout the Bad Batch. Got some customs here meant to represent all of our clone commandos. We've got Omega. I really just wanted to collect a few clones. Please, don't worry about it. Moving on now to the final bit I have to show you before we actually look at all the vehicles and ships I have. It's my Imperial Night Troopers. That's right, we got 10 of these Imperial Night Troopers and then 8 of these Imperial Night Death Troopers. Whatever, let's just take a look at my vehicles. Here is the Imperial Star Destroyer Chimera. And yes, I've put down the appropriate design on the bottom. I've even tried to include somewhat of an interior that you can actually look at with Thrawn's desk, some holo projectors, various artifacts, everything you could need in Thrawn's Star Destroyer the Chimera. Moving on, we have a bunch of Marauders, 4 of them to be exact, and this custom Gazanti. Oh, and by flipping up these little hatches, yes, it can hold 1 ATSD. Very shakily, but it can hold it, I guess? I've got a number of TIE fighters, from 3 regular TIE fighters, 3 bombers, and an interceptor. I also have this custom troop transport. I have 2 of the recent Hoth ATSTs. I've designed 2 custom LAAT/LE Imperial Patrol gunships, which you can see right here. They're not quite finished, I still need to work on the back a little bit, but they're getting there. I also designed this custom troop dropship. It can carry 6 troopers in the actual back compartment. This little bit can detach off, so you've got those 6 troopers, and then you've got 1 pilot in this front dropship / gunship like thing. But I'm pretty happy with it. So I made 2 of those, but I also made this police speeder that can carry 2 kind of patrol officers. These officers were not included in the arm reach because I forgot about it. But I also created this ground transport, which can carry another 6 troopers in the back, though it is very cramped, and then 1 up front. Also from the same battle pack that I got the parts for the other 2 ones. I also do have patrol speeders, some scout speeders, some of the regular Imperial dropships that I've been using for special forces. I've got a ton of just artillery and logistics over here. I've also got 1 dewback with a custom saddle design. Love this dude. Finally, let's give some love to my Occupier tank and Imperial shuttle, because I just don't have anywhere to put them, but I love them so much. Plus 1 last final Imperial artillery piece. Now finally, let's take a quick cat break while I thank you for watching this video, and recommend that if you want to check out some of the other videos on my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day, and peace out.